Okay, welcome to Yeshiva Daf. We're holding in the last Daf of Perek Zumakoyim. This very special, unique Perek with the Machlokes the Mishnah has brought down the Torah, has brought down the Arizal. We're coming to the end. This is the end. So we're starting the Muvah base in the bottom in the Mishnah. Zog the Mishnah. Well, we missed you 7:30 this morning. Yeah. Zog the Mishnah. Habchor v'amaisa v'pesach. Last week, Rabbanis that we say every morning, we say is Mekom, we say every morning. So you talk about Bchor, Maisa, and Pesach. They're all Kochu Kali. What does Kochu Kali mean? Kochu Kali means they shecht. We'll see it in the Mishnah. You shechted all over the Hazara. They don't have the Meila. Kochu Kali. Shchitos b'chol mokom b'Hazara. You can shecht anywhere in the Hazara. V'domon ton maton achas. You throw the blood only once. So the discussion is it a throwing or is it a spilling? Is it a zrika or a shvicha? You could do only one, and you could do it wherever you want on his back, as long as there's a soy below it. Shina b'achiloso. There's a difference between who eats it. The what? Habchor nechal l'koyani. Habchor is only for the koyani. Ma'maiser l'chola. Maiser goes to every person can eat. Maiser. We're talking about it here. The 10th animal is being designated. You can eat all the entire city in any way you want to make it. It can be roasted, it can be cooked, it can be fried. For 2 days and 1 night. So he has dinner like a shlamim. The mabchoy the ma'aser dinner like a shlamim. The Pesach is eaten only in the night. That's where it's different. And it's eaten only the chatzos. Only the ones that are designated to eat in the korban can eat it. Not everybody. And the only way you can eat it is roast. It cannot be cooked, cannot be fried, it has to be roasted. Says the Gemara. Who's the Matana that says the Meiser and Pesach you do Zriko? Who is it? That is Rabbi Yechezkel. Yechezkel is, they say like this. Chelboy loy nemar ela chelbom. The boy loy nemar ela damom. Let's speak about Bechor. We learned it earlier. It doesn't say chelboy singular. It doesn't say damoy singular. It says plural. Moshe Rabbi. From there you learn plural. So that all these have to be put on mizbech. That's where you learn it from. That all of them were equal to put on the mizbech. Says the Gemara, "Keneged haYesoid." Right, but Rabbi Shmuel, as Rashi says, he holds you don't throw it. How about tonach? It's shvicha. You just spill it. Keneged haYesoid, you have to put it in front of the Yesoid. When Abelazar says rika, you're learning from oil. Oil needs to be on the Yesoid. It's also supposed to be on the Yesoid. So the Gemara Zayin Mudalef. How do I know that oilo can be done in the Yesoid? How do you know that? So he says, the Chtiv el Yesoid mizbach oilo limed al oilas choivo shetun Yesoid. So see, maybe has to be Yesoid. So the Rashi over here, we already learned, we have a Kavachimer. It's a Kavachimer that we learned early in the Perek. But we have to have Yesoid. The Gemara already says, even though that's not the main limit. So you tell me it has to be 2 matoros. The shemarba means the 2 corners on the 4 walls. Maybe that's what be. So I'll tell you why not. Why is not 2 matoros? Only 1 matoro. To tell you only by oil and chatos you have to reach the 4 walls, but the rest not. Why only these 2, not the other ones? Whenever you have 2 psukim, you know that's the only ones that apply to the rule now more. What are you going to do? In other words, two psukim can still teach you. 2 sources. It says the more have the Osham Shloisha. Osham is the 3rd one. Shloisha Bada Melamdi, meaning there's 3 different sources in the Torah that say 3 different korbanos that says to do Saviv all 4 walls, different ways. Chatos is 4 different corners. Oilo and Osham is 2 corners, There are 4, but you reach all 4 walls. And that's the only ones. Mashiach and the other Kabbalah not. Sigma B'chor Nechel L'Koyanim. Torah Bonon. Minayin L'B'chor Shnechel L'Shteyom V'Layla Echon. How do you know the B'chor is eating for 2 days and night like Shlomi? Shnei Mar U'Besorom Yelecho. The Besorom of the B'chor Kechazeh Trunfo U'Keshoy Kayomi. You compare it to the breast and the thigh. Kisha Kosov the Chazav V'Shoy Shlomi. The Hekesh to Shlomi. Ma Shlomi Nechol L'Shteyom V'Layla Echon. B'chor Nechel L'Shteyom V'Layla Echon. The Torah compared it to Shlomi. So I say it says the Shlomi. Yeah, easy. Say more 1 second. That's not so plush. This was a question of Bekerem Yavne. They used to sit in Yavne in shurs, rows, called Kerem Yavne. Bechor, how many days can he eat it? We'll try to figure it out. They didn't know the answer. Now, I said what we just learned now. There was this person in the Besmedrash the first day. That was his first day he came. It was a new Talmud. Just registered. His name is Yechezkel. How do you know it's 2 days and 1 night? In the beginning, he learned the Naf Pasuk. He learned from what's called the Binyan Naf. I mean, you find such a thing. By Shlomi it's 2 days and a night. And before one second, there's a difference. Shlomim doesn't belong to the Kohen. You know that what happened to Shlomim? Everybody gets a piece. But Chatas and Rosh goes to the Kohen. Chol goes to the Kohen. Chatas Rosh, how long do you eat it? 1 day and 1 night. So the Chor will be the same thing. Let's learn, and it's an expression, meaning we'll learn something from something, and we'll do a din, and we'll learn from it. You know why Shlomim and B'chor are similar? Because Shlomim is not coming for a kapara, and B'chor doesn't come for a kapara. Shlomim is 2 days and a night. Good. That's the comparison. So we compare it and we learn it. So we use your same expression. Let's see what it's similar to, and we learn from there. It's really the same time. It's Maton L'Kohen. Doesn't come as a donation. And also another thing, that's a new thing. Doesn't come in the also doesn't come in the So this is for 1 day. This will be the 1 day as well. So he comes with Tafon and he's trying to answer the question. He says, "Well, it's compared to this." He says, "No, it's compared to this." So Tafon moved out, and you have a good seems you have a good enough answer. Because it jumps up. I will answer. Right? The pasuk we just mentioned before. There's a hekesh to Shlomi. Ma Shlomi nechol mishniyayim v'layla echod. Abchor nechal shteyom v'layla echod. Learn from there is a hekesh. Amaloi kashtoy l'chazev v'shoik shel Shlomim. V'ani makishoy l'chazev v'shoik shel Toyd. You want to compare it to chazev v'shoik? Have another chazev v'shoik. Have another breast and a thigh. What is it Toyda? Ma Toyda nechal yom v'laylo. Abchor nechal yom v'laylo. Right, it's 2 days and a night. Learn from Toyda. Amaloi re'oyim re'besoyim yelecho. It says yelecho. Shein to learn with lecho. What is lecho? Shein to learn with lecho ye. So lecho ye. So lecho ye afterwards. Matum lecho ye. Who see because of Avaya Ches before. In other words, you're right. Maybe you compare it to Toyda, but the extra lecho ye teaches you have another day. Kashenem ruadoy v'yabishwam aleim tzuva mruloy v'yakivo teiso. So Yakivo basically seemed to win the argument against Yechezkel. But then Yeshua says, "No, Yakivo, this is not a good raya. Why? In other words, you, the answer, the Kataino, he says, let's learn from Toyda. And you're saying, yeah, we'll learn from Toyda. No, you can't learn from Toyda. That's the answer why I don't learn from Toyda. Because Toyda, where is Toyda learn? From Shlomi. Toyda learn from Shlomi, then what? Right? Right? Because he says, as Rashi points out, the Chaz of a Sheikh is not written in Torah at all. Chaz of a Sheikh is not written in Torah. How do I know Chaz of a Sheikh by Torah? We learn from Shlomi. So basically he's saying, you know what? You want to learn Chaz of a Sheikh of Shlomi? That's the thing. No, learn from Torah. I can't learn from Torah. Because Torah was learned, how does Torah you learn Chaz of a Sheikh? From Shlomi. So that I can't teach you now to B'chor. Don't go say do you agree to Risa Glili that you learn from Torah, just have another Havaya. You learn from Shlomi. That's it, because I can't learn from Torah, because Torah is learned from Ekesh. Rabbi Shmuel, this Rabbi Shmuel is going to do with the Choyeh. Tell you, a B'chor is given to the Kohen. But I would think which B'chor, only a B'chor has no blemish. If he has a blemish, maybe not. So you know, every B'chor goes to the Kohen. How do I know it? The Choyeh. I don't have another source. Kiva Yoli flame mi psaram. Psaram, Loshan Rabim. Chatam echad b'amum. Chatam b'amum. Rabbi Shmuel bi psaram. Danik b'choris. Gone. I mean, all the b'choris we spoke about. All the b'choris, yeah, b'chor shor, b'chor, everything goes to that. Okay, so because what's the source of the machlokes? Well, how does Rabbi Kiva want to learn from Torah? So here comes something very important, and this is you said in the next few lines in the Gemara. What did Torah learn from Shlomi? As we mentioned, Chazeh v'shoik. It doesn't say that you give the kohen the breast and the thigh. How do I know you give the breast and the thigh? You learn it from Shlomi. Now, how do you know that Torah is a day and a night? Not from Shlomi. Shlomi is 2 days and a night. Torah has his own pasuk telling you it's a day and a night. So when I'm learning from Torah, there's 2 parts I'm learning from Torah: Chazeh v'shoik and Yom v'layla. The Chazeh v'shoik part is learned from Hekesh. The day and the night is not learned from Hekesh. So when I'm learning from a pasuk, half of it is learned by Hekesh, and half not. Is that considered to be learned by Hekesh? I can't learn from another Hekesh. That's the machlokes. Says the Gemara. Meaning something learns on its own, and it learns by Hekesh. Have a Hekesh, still considered to be Hekesh, and you can't do another Hekesh. Ma'asor lo have a Hekesh. Yishrak. That's not a Hekesh. We have by Yom Kippur. What do you have by Yom Kippur? It says like this: you do an Oil Moed exactly like you do in the Kodesh Kodashim. Kodesh Kodashim, you have to do Achas Lamalo v'Sheva Lamato, and you have 2 different animals that you do Achas Lamalo Sheva Lamato. One is the pie, one is the say, one is the bull, one is the goat. And one of them it says that the Achas, and one of them it says the Sheva. It doesn't say in both. As Rashi brings, Rashi says. It says, Bapar, it says, if he's up, it's boiled, Pnei HaKapoyos Kedmu. If Pnei HaKapoyos says, it's Sheva Peomim. It says Sheva, it doesn't say 1. Upasir, it says, V'yiso Yiso Al HaKapoyos of Pnei HaKapoyos. It says Oisoi. So the Seir says the 1. The Par says the 7. So how do you know Achas Lamato, Achas Lamalo, Sheva Lamato? Hekesh. Well, Hekesh to each other. So each one of them, the Par and the Seir, has something that says on its own. The Par has the 7, but not the 1. The 1 comes from Hekesh. And but the Seir is the opposite. The 1 is learned by Hekesh, and the 7 it says the 1 it says on its own, and 7 learned by Hekesh. So then it says you learn from there Torah and Moed. You learn that the same thing you do in Kodesh Kodashim, you do outside of Kodesh Kodashim. It says the same way you do the bull inside 1 and 7, you do 1 and 7. So you do 1 and 7. With Damas here, so if you hold that this is okay Hekesh, meaning it's not considered to be a Hekesh, it's fine. Because Seir and Par, each one has something written in them. Something learned by Hekesh. You learn that to Oil Moed, to the outside. But if you learn that if partial is a Hekesh, it's considered to be a Hekesh, how can you learn to Oil Moed? It's a Hekesh from Hekesh. Right? So what is this 2 answers? It's a little hard discussion, I'm sure I understand the answers. Let's see Push Up Shad the way he sounds from Rashi. Answer number 1 is I'm now learning Par from Seir or Par from Par. I'm learning Oil Moed from Kodesh Kodesh. Meaning, when do I say you can't learn Hekesh from Hekesh? What's on the same? I want to learn the Chazeh v'shoik, how long you eat it. So I say Chaz v'shoik by Toida, where was learned from Shlomo. And now I want to learn that same Chaz v'shoik to Toida, to B'choyer. Can't do that. Here, it's two different negation. Hekesh number one, I'm learning Achas Amal Hashem Lamata. Hekesh number two is, whatever happens in this place, happens in this place. That is okay to learn. It's considered to be a different type of Hekesh. Right? It's something else. It's two, one Hekesh is the animal, the other Hekesh is the Mekoimus. That's answer number one of it. Answer number two of the Gemara on the side of the base, Vayisemo Chutz Miprim Bechad Zimno Gomir. Meaning, you're learning the outs of the inside in one shot. That sounds very much like the first answer. You're learning the Mekoimus around that. So Rashi says no. It says over here, it's the way we're learning it, even though you can hold the Mekoimus is like a behemoth. The fact that you're going, the Hekesh number one is an animal, Hekesh number two is Mekoimus, doesn't make a difference. That's what the first answer said. We don't do that. It says, Rashi, I'm looking at the third line, Rashi. In other words, I'm learning it in one shot. I'm learning, it's a similar idea, but it's a little different. So today's bothering Rashi. The first one understood the types of Hekesh. Hekesh one is animal, Hekesh two is Mekoimus. The second answer is, no, we're learning it in one shot. I'm taking the form. This whole thing, I want to learn to hear. So some things are learned normally, some things are learned through Hekesh. It's not what I'm learning, something specific, and that's something specific, I want to learn partial, extra, partial out. I'm just doing the whole idea. So it's different. Tosis is bothered with Rashi. Why should this be different? Different questions. Tosis says something else. Tosis says, the way you learn it, the second answer to the Gemara is, no, you're not learning par from par, all its stuff, and seir from seir. No. You're learning par achas lamato from par. You're learning par shevel amala from seir. I'm not taking anything from, I'm learning par from par. I thought you learned the bull from the bull. No. I'm learning the one achas, the shevel amato, I learn from the bull. Achas amala, I learn from the seir. I learn inside and outside. I'm learning from the source, not from the Hekesh. Different ways to answer the Gemara. You have to bring lechem nufa. The word taviu is unnecessary. You learn from other places to tell you that shtei lechem, what's the size of shtei lechem? Shtei lechem is the two breads that come on shuas. What do you learn? You learn from Toida. What do you learn from Toida? The size of the chalo. Is Yisaron? Afkan Yisaron l'chalo. Maybe you learn Shtei Yisraeli, meaning that because you have another set of chalos by Toida. There have to be another. That's another Yisaron. When I see Lashon Rashi over here, right? Because it says Shtei Yisraeli. So there it says Shtei Yisraeli. So you learn Yisaron l'chalo. So I'm saying, so here will be Yisrael L'chal. Who said maybe you can learn Shnei Yisrael because you learn the idea, you learn the total, not per Chala. Talmud Leimer Tiyeno. That's Tiyeno. So in other words, by just to clarify, Shnei Alechem it says Shnei Yisrael. Every Chala is one Yisrael. I learned to Toida that every Chala is one Yisrael. Who said maybe learn to every Chala two Yisrael, the total. It says Tiyeno. It says over the extra Yud. It tells you it's only Yisrael. One is for the 10. Says the Gemara, because that now I know to the 10 chalos that come to Toida which are chametz. But how do I know matzah? So I have over here, what am I learning? I'm learning hekesh, chametz matzah. So by Toida it says how many chametz chalos should bring in Toida? 10. That's as clear. What's the size? I learned by Hekesh from Shtei Alechem. So I have Hekesh, and I have the thing itself. And then it teaches you to Chametz, to Matzah. So if you hold that half Hekesh, half not is good, fine. But if you learn that half Hekesh is good, is not fine, so how do you learn to Matzah? Elamando ma have Hekesh, Michael Meimar. It says the more Taviu Yeseir here. There's an extra word Taviu. What Pshat means to be extra is an extra word. Rashi says it's not a hekesh. It's as if it's written clearly in it. The word teviu is to tell you that the Rabbis Chodesh V'Todesh called Shtayim Shemo Yishtav Yisroim. It's as if it's written in it clearly and it's not a word from a hekesh. So that's like more goes into that sugya. Do you do hekesh, that the half hekesh, half night? Okay, concludes the Mishnah. We talk about Pesach. Pesach nechol. Pesach is eaten only what? Only in it's only eating nuyav only until chatzos. Mantano mavisu ablos barazayit. It's the ablos barazayit. The time ablos barazayit. Oimer markam balayla hazeh. It says to eat the Pesach balayla hazeh. But ma'alom b'ayit b'yitzayim balayla hazeh. So the Shmuel passed in Mitzrayim balayla hazeh. Ma'alom at chatzos, because that's when the balayla hazeh Shmuel came in chatzos. Avkan chatzos. When you're rushing out. When did you rush out? At the end of the night. Maybe you can eat also in the day. Only night, not day. So Rabbi Kiva holds you can eat the Pesach the entire night. Rav Lozman Azariah holds you can eat the chatzos. So the one that Abaye, so our Mishnah says the chatzos is who? Is Rav Lozman Azariah. So come on, the Rav Lozman Azariah, the Raiso. Who says the Rav Lozman Azariah? It's the Raiso. Maybe it's Rabbi Kiva. But we say to eat the chatzos like the first Mishnah at Shas. The Lachik got them now there. Imken mai ad chatzos. If you look at the Mishnah, the Lush of the Mishnah is Elo Limnuyov, only the ones who pointed. Elo Tzli, only roasted. Is that the Raisa? Yes. The same Lush that says Elad Chatzais. Lush it's also the Raisa. Elo Kiyoso. Ma also the Raisa of Kanami the Raisa. So you learn from here the Raisa. Now two Ha'aras to end. One Ha'ara is that we have a big discussion and we show you how to be paskin. We paskin that you eat Pesach till Chatzais till the end of the night. And Afkamina for us, the Afikoyim, because Afikoyim for us is connected the Korah Pesach to eat the Chatzos night. Here comes the famous Avnei Nezer. Nezer has a trick. What was his trick? His trick is, he says like this. The trick has one additional nikuda over here. You're not allowed to eat after Pesach or after Afikoyim. You're not allowed to eat anymore. But until when can you eat? So once you get, you have to eat after Afikoyim you can't eat. Until when can you eat? Can you eat the next morning? Yeah, obviously. Next morning you eat. So until when can you eat? Possibly until the end of the night. Says the Avnei Nezer, no, it depends. You can eat only as long as you're allowed to eat Afikoyim. In other words, Afikoyim should be the last thing you eat in the time you're supposed to eat Afikoyim. So you're not supposed to eat Afikoyim the whole night. So you're not, the last thing you eat is Afikoyim until the end of the night you're not allowed to eat. If Afikoyim is eaten until Chatzos, so after Chatzos you can eat. That's the Chiddush of the Nezer. I mean, Bailey says like this. What do? And many people use it. You cut the Chatzos. You see, it's you eat the meal first. So you take a matzah, it's like this. If I hold like a Blozman Azayo, so the end of the night is Chatzos. I'm eating Afikoyim now and the end of the night. Then it's after the night, so you can continue eating. So I continue eating after the time of Afikoyim. If I hold like a Bekiva, this is not my Afikoyim, this is a regular matzah, and I eat Afikoyim when I finish the meal. That's the Tanai of the Avnei Nezer. What the Achonim argue in the Avnei Nezer say no. After Chatzos you still can't eat. Either because who said according to Blozman Azariah that after Chatzos you can eat, that we don't know. But second, when argument says over here, Gemara says there could be even according to Rabbi Kiva you're not allowed after Chatzos. Midrabanan. So it doesn't help. So that's why Allah did not agree with Avnei Nezer. One last thing over here is, you see what's unique about Pesach. Unique about Pesach is that it's restricted. The restricted is menuyev. You can't have anybody eat. Right? You have til chatzos, according to Moses Messiah. Sli. So the Yechezkel is a beautiful idea. I'll say here in short more about it in the Shul Machshava enough. Yechezkel says that Pesach is different. The different karbanos and different inyanim. It's different avodas. Some avodas we do to get close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Some avodas we do to get close to our fellow friend. In Moyadim we get close to our fellow friend. That's how we go the regular. We goes together. You do tiltu, you love me, we want to have people coming and eating with us as many as possible. We're for our friends. Shabbos is more for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Pesach is also So we just started our journey. So there we're dealing with HaKadosh Baruch Hu than with our friend. So you can't have that many people. The only people that you can have in your base is whoever you appointed before. And you eat it, you're not eating any way you want and where you enjoy it. It's very, very specific. The Maharal says sleek because it makes it very, very, the roast makes the meat hard. So it's echod. It says in the Mishnah, that's what it's called, Shabbos. Mimochas Shabbos is Baruch HaMishivyoyim. Pesach is called Shabbos because of that. And with this we end Ebreka Ezim HaKoyimon. Hanu Yechezkel Be'ezer Hashem.